From Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2115, these are the Ham Nation headlines for Wednesday, May 16th, 2018. Are you ready for Dayton Hamvention? You'll notice new rigs for your shack and old friends for those eyeball QSOs, and you'll notice some changes. Brian Marklin, N8 UDQ, Hamvention's Inside Exhibit Chair, tells us a few differences this year compared with last.
Well, the first thing that people will notice this year is our traffic committee has worked really hard to work out the kinks that we had last year. I would encourage everyone that is able to do so to use the satellite parking. It makes it easier for everybody, and we have put something new in place for 2018 to help with the satellite parking. We now have a package pickup area. So if you go out and you buy a 500-pound amplifier out in the flea market or some other large item that you don't want to carry back on the bus, you can check that at the package pickup. They'll give you a ticket. You go get your vehicle, and our volunteers will even help you load it in your vehicle if you need assistance. That, I think, is one of the more significant things we've done for this year.
Thanks to Hap Holly and the Rain Report for that audio. Like Hamvention itself, there is more to the story, and it's all in the full edition of this week's Newsline Report. Another venue, Huntsville, Alabama, is getting some extra action after this summer's Hamfest is through.
If you think the Huntsville Hamfest this coming August is the biggest amateur radio thing in Alabama this year, think again. Just a few months later, AMSAT North America will be holding its annual Space Symposium in the city. Space and satellite enthusiasts will converge on the U.S. Space and Rocket Center November 2nd through 4th for the 36th Annual General Meeting and Symposium. So what's the big deal? In addition to business as usual, there will be a whole lot of amateur satellite presentations on the agenda, along with announcements of plans for the world of amateur satellites. Details can be found on the website amsat.org, as well as information about local hotel accommodations. Things are looking up, way, way up, in Huntsville. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Andy Morrison, K9AWM.
Of course, Huntsville is the home of the Newsline Young Ham of the Year Award presentation. And there are a few more young hams in New York State's Adirondack Mountain region thanks to the efforts of one local school.
Amateur radio station W2MCS is just about ready for prime time. The finishing touches are underway on the IRLP node 4592, and that will get this small high school station connected. The node isn't the only thing that's new inside Mariah Central High School. The club itself is new, and it has gained the support and partnership of the local Champlain Valley Amateur Radio Club. Teacher Matthew Prey, K2AJO, the amateur radio coordinator for the upstate New York school, told Amateur Radio Newsline that the genesis for the station was a technology club he began last September at the school. Now there are 4 new hams, a brother and sister who are students at the school, and 2 more school staffers, and there's a shack in the Educational Technology Center. There are 3 VHF UHF antennas atop. The newest development is a second shack. Someone donated a mobile radio and power supply with antenna. Meanwhile, the IRLP is configured with a desktop computer, and there's a donated radio connected, so once they're on the air, be listening. For Amateur Radio Newsline in beautiful Lake Norris, Tennessee, I'm Stephen Kinford, N8WB.
Speaking of young hams, we're in the final days of the nominating period for the Bill Pasternak WA6ITF Young Ham of the Year Award. You'll find full information and the nominating form on our website, www.arnewsline.org. Just look at the top under the YHOTY tab. Nominations close at midnight on Thursday, May 31st. For the rest of this week's Amateur Radio News, please listen to the full Amateur Radio Newsline report online on a repeater near you or on shortwave radio station WTWW at 9930 and 5085 kilohertz. And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news for 4 decades and counting at www.arnewsline.org. With Brian Marklin and N8 UDQ, Andy Morrison, K9AWM, Stephen Kinford, N8WB, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe. I'm Don Wilbanks, AE5DW. 7-3. We'll see you next time right here on Ham Nation.